For those who don't know, Coach, you tell me what it means to play functionally fast.
Getting a quick shot without ever turning it over. For us to consistently still lead the country in fewest turnovers, but more shot attempts than everybody, that's what functionally fast means. The second that turnover number starts going up, we've got to slow things down. And, like you said, everybody talks about and everybody wants to play fast, but man, talking about it and doing it's two completely different things. And for us, it is getting a quick shot without turning it over by the right people in the right spot. So we are functioning. We're not turning it over. We're getting it to our top scorers in an area that they're able to be creative and be successful scorers.
Can you explain the different positions for somebody that doesn't know, and maybe like a 1 or 2 sentence of what those players' jobs are?
Evolved out of the fact that for years, you hear positionless basketball, and yet they still write down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on their diagrams, or they'll say point guard, 2 guard, 3 guard. We have a different level of expectations for each of our positions. When I get a recruit and they say, well, where do you see me fitting in your system? I'm a 2. No. For us, you're a lock. And they go, whoa, well, what's a lock? I get to explain to them in specific behaviors and details what we expect out of our locks. Our locks are probably what most people refer to as your 2 and your 3, your wing players, maybe a shooting guard and an athletic slashing guard. That's who our locks become. Our rabbit is our fastest player on the floor that is the key to all of our transition. She runs out ahead of everybody. She runs at the rim. She runs to hide in holes. That's where when you give these kids these names, they start finding all these. We've got rabbit holes, got rabbit ears, and you've got all these different terms that they come up. The dragon is the one everybody wants to be, but mainly because it just sounds like it's like Games of Thrones, like badass sound. You're a dragon. They want that spot, but mainly is because you get to be the last person across half court. You come down, you bang that trail 3 that. The tryout list, the application file for our dragon job is usually pretty thick, but it's very demanding. And then our racker, we want that player to immediately think every time I get the ball, I'm taking it to the rack, and I'm going to make good decisions with what to do with it. Once I do I finish? Do I hit my dragon? Do I hit a lock? Do I drop it to the rabbit? That's where the names came from and how they've evolved. Is just each player that assumes those roles. They make it kind of their own identity, and they come up with cool ways to relate it back to that. I love to talk to people who have adopted the idea but changed the terminology. We have a local high school team here that they've named all their positions after Top Gun names. So they have Goose and Maverick and Slider and Iceman. I've got another group that uses, the Animal Kingdom, and another one uses military terms. They have a sniper and a lookout and a scout. So I think that it makes it your own. And I think that's what we all have to do as coaches. This doesn't work for everybody unless you take it and make it your own. If you are running these things, you have to make it your own to fit your own personnel. And then it has to be adaptive over the years. So that's how it came about. That's how it's evolved. And it'll be ever changing. We graduated some players that are there's not players like them. We have a different set of talent. So the names won't change, but maybe some of the duties will change. So hopefully that gives you that 1 word, 1 sentence answer and a background as to not only that, but the why we do it is so that our players have an ownership in their individual position. And then we as a team, we know that if we hear somebody else doing it, they heard it from us, then the kids get a sense of pride in that. And they love not being referred to as a 2, 3, or a 4. Because I guarantee you, if we got together, your last 10 people that were on a podcast with you and asked to write down what the top 3 things you need in a point guard, there'd probably be a pretty wide range of behaviors that we all look for in that position. That's not the case for us. It's very, very specific. It's very, very spelled out. They certainly take it and put their own stamp on it, but it allows us to have a really, really clear identity. I think it helps in the obvious importance of role development. It takes it one step further that you've got to now take on this kind of a personification of the name of the position you're playing.